everyone, I'm Melanie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk through every single series I'm currently in the middle of, how far I've gotten, whether I will continue or not, and we'll just get right into it. Starting with the book I just finished, The Grace of Kings. This is part of the Dandelion Dynasty series. I am definitely going to continue this, though they are all very big chunkers, so it might take me a bit of time to get through, but I will eventually get through all of them. There's a total of 4. Next one is the Regency fairy tales. I recently read Half a Soul and gave that one 5 stars. I'm a big sucker for Regency era as well as Evil Fae, so I think I will definitely read 10,000 Stitches, which is the next one. There's a total of 3, and we'll see how that one goes, and I'll decide if I'll continue to the 3rd one. More along the lines of Fae, we have Emily Wilde series. I loved the first 2. I read the second one earlier this year. I liked it even more than the first one, so I think I will definitely continue. There's a new one coming out soon, so I'm excited for that. Next we have Iron Widow. I read this May of last year on a trip, and I thought it was kind of crazy and loved how wild it got. So I'm very curious to see where she takes the second book, so I definitely will continue this series. Next is the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I currently have 3 books. I've only read the first one. I do plan on reading the second one soon, maybe on a vacation. But I loved the first one. One of the stories made me sob. I think you guys know which one. It was rough, but made me feel all the feels. Who doesn't love a time traveling cafe? The next is Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I read the Blood and Ash series. I read 2.5 books and kind of stopped because I wasn't interested anymore. This one I really liked, but not for really the plot. This one I thought was fun, and I didn't take it too seriously, so I'm very curious to see where she's gonna go with this, so I probably will continue this one. This is also a nice special edition that I got, so it's very pretty. One of the other special editions I have is What the River Knows. I read this one earlier this year. Wasn't a huge fan, honestly. I think I gave it like 3 stars. It was enjoyable, but I don't think enough to continue, so I think I will end it here. Another recent read is the Crimson Moth, aka Heartless Hunter in the US. I flew through this one in an entire day, so I think I will definitely be continuing the series, but this was a new release, so it will probably take a bit for the second book to come out. Next series is the Red Rising series. I recently just finished the first trilogy, which I absolutely loved. I flew through these books. I gave the first and third 5 stars. I loved this series. I know the series continues. I think there's like 3 or 4 more books out right now. They're just a lot more chunkier than these, and so I'm not sure if I'm committed, and I liked how this wrapped up, so I'm not sure if I'll commit to the next few books. But we'll see. I haven't fully decided yet. The next series is Divine Rivals, aka Letters of Enchantment. I liked Divine Rivals a lot. I think it was a fun, good book. I gave it 4 stars originally. But after hearing kind of where the plot goes with Ruthless Vows, and I pre-ordered a special edition, I just don't think I'm interested in, so I don't think I'll end up reading this book, which is slightly unfortunate because I do have this pretty edition. Next we have Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I've read a couple of his standalones, Tress and Yumi, already, and I love them. This one, it took me like around 100 pages to get into, but once I got into it, I got really into it, and so I really liked this book. But it did end in a place where it kind of feels like it wrapped up nicely. And I know there's 2 more books, but I've also kind of heard you have to just get through the second book to get to the 3rd book, so I will continue this series, but it's not a high priority on my list right now, but I will get there, I promise. Next we have the Greenbone Saga. I read Jade City. Honestly, I had such high expectations because so many people I trust their recommendations on spoke so highly of this. I did a buddy read with my boyfriend on this one, and honestly, it kind of fell flat for me. Maybe I'm just not an urban fantasy girl. I just didn't really care about any of the characters or any of the conflict, and I didn't really find the writing that impactful either. So yeah, this one's gonna be a no for me. Don't come for me though. Next we have the Throne of Glass series. I've read the first 2 books. This is gonna be kind of a maybe 1 book a month slow reading journey for me because I'm not just trying to take my time, don't need to rush through it. Right now I'm on Crown of Midnight. I did choose to read Assassin's Blade first, and I'm actually happy with that choice because I think if I started the series and then went back to a prequel, I would have been really annoyed. So I'm glad I made that choice. Do what you think is best for you, but that's what worked for me the best. Throne of Glass was interesting. It kind of felt like a precursor to the rest of the story because I felt like it was building up for what's actually going to happen, so I'm ready to start Crown of Midnight soon. And last but certainly not least is the Plated Prisoner series. These books are so heavy. I've read 5 books out of the series. The last one comes out in September, I believe. I think this is the first biggest fantasy series I've ever read. Honestly, first book, was very confused as to why this was popular. My sister was the one that actually recommended it to me, but it was so short, so I kind of flew through it. And then once it got to the second and third book, I really started enjoying it. Fourth book honestly was a slog to get through, but then Gold, the 5th book, I think really brought it back to what I liked about the series. So we'll see how she wraps it up, but I'm committed at this point. I've made it this far. And that's a wrap of all the series I'm currently reading and whether or not I will continue. So thank you guys for watching and have a good day. Bye.